At the station for us tonight, Alicia, a difficult day to say the least.
Yes, it certainly has been. It's getting very busy here now as it's really rush hour time for commuters trying to get home. And at the moment, the trains are running fairly normally, but with a delayed service. And that is also because of that ongoing strike happening at the moment. But a lot of the problems came this morning during rush hour when trains between Surbiton and Woking were completely cancelled after a signal failure. And that also meant that there were severe delays on the line right up to London Waterloo here, meaning that there was a lot of people on the side of the train stations at Wimbledon as well as Clapham Junction, meaning that those platforms were incredibly busy during rush hour this morning. Now, Network Rail did decide to give people the advice not to travel this morning, and a little earlier on I spoke to David Langton from Network Rail, who told me that he made that decision to keep people safe.
It's all about keeping people safe. If we can't run train services on the line and you imagine people begin turning up at stations, those stations can get very packed very quickly and that becomes a safety issue. So with no trains running, the decision was taken to tell people actually don't travel. That advice is obviously live advice and that changed through the morning. So as we got to the fix and we were able to reopen the lines, that moves to a kind of check before you travel and warning of significant disruption. But it's standard practice if we do have to close the line at any point, we will always advise people not to travel, just to keep people safe and make sure people don't have wasted journeys to stations that they can't get on trains. We are very sorry to anyone who's had a difficult journey in this morning, and in fact many people will have decided not to travel. We know that's incredibly frustrating and we are sorry. We do thank people for their patience. We would like to assure people we are working hard to improve performance on this route as a whole. Over the next 5 years, we'll be investing record £2 billion in the route out of Waterloo to improve things for people.
That's David Langton there from Network Rail. Alicia, the frustration will be frustration on frustration because this comes in the middle of a 5-day strike.
It does. For people here trying to get out of London Waterloo Station using South Western Railway, the strike doesn't finish until Saturday, and that's been called by the RMT union, who took the decision to do this strike because of an ongoing dispute with South Western Railway about the role of guards on the trains, and they're feeling that they're moving towards a decision to have driver-only trains. So at the moment there are severe changes to the routes here coming out of London Waterloo. But in reaction to the severe delays that customers had this morning, the General Secretary Mick Cash of that organisation, the RMT union, said that on the second day of the 5 days of strikes in this current phase of action on South Western Railway, RMT members remain rock solid and determined this morning in the fight to put public safety before private profit. Now, this comes as this afternoon the RMT union have also announced that they're going to be striking on the 7th of November, adding the Central Line and the Waterloo and City Line to an already planned strike on the Piccadilly Line on that day in 2 weeks' time. And that is over an argument saying that there's a growing culture of bullying within the network. But for passengers here at Waterloo Station this evening, the advice is to check still before you travel.